So what is a planet? A planet is a relatively large natural body that revolves in an orbit around the sun. Planets do not have their own light. They reflect the sunlight that falls on their surface. This reflected light makes them appear as shining objects in the sky. The Earth is one of the 8 planets in the solar system. So quickly tell me the names of the 8 planets. All the planets.
Mercury,
Venus, Earth, Mars,
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Okay, it was like there was a competition who will take fast, but yes, it's okay. So, and the Earth is one of the 8 planets in the solar system. The other 7 planets are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. You all know this. Until 2006, Pluto was listed as the 9th planet, as I told you yesterday. In the solar system, it is known as the dwarf planet. So what is a dwarf planet? See, a dwarf planet is round and orbits the sun just like the 8 major planets. But unlike the planets, a dwarf planet is not able to clear its orbital path. So there is no similar object at roughly the same distance from the sun. So it is unable to do this. So this is also one reason why Pluto is just separated from the planet section, and it is included in dwarf planet. Beside that, the size or the diameter is also a fact. All planets are arranged according to their increasing distance from the sun. The planets which are closer to the sun, like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they are called the inner planets, whereas the planets that are farther away from the sun are called the outer planets. The time taken by a planet to complete one complete rotation on its axis is called a day on the planet. The time taken by a planet to complete one rotation on its axis, okay, it is called the day on the planet. So not around the sun, on its own axis, the time that it takes to move around or to rotate around its own axis, that is the day. All the planets revolve around the sun in definite elliptical or oval paths called orbits. So the path, elliptical or oval path through which the planets revolve around the sun, they are called the orbits. The time taken to complete one revolution around the sun is called a year on the planet. Let us know or study the planet. So this is how the time is measured in this manner. So the time that is taken for the revolution around the sun, that is called a year, and the time that is taken by the planet to complete one rotation around its own axis, that is called a day on the planet. So when the planet is rotating around its own axis, that is called rotation, and when it is rotating around the sun, it is called revolution, right? Now you tell me that you all know that the changes in the season, it is caused by rotation or revolution, like summer, winter.
It's revolution, but
it is actually, the answer is revolution, because due to rotation, day and night. So
yes,
one rotation is called a day. Okay, so rotation is responsible for the day. Rotation is responsible for the changes in the day and night. And revolution is responsible, as one complete revolution represents a year. So revolution is responsible for the changes in the seasons. Okay. Now let's see about the planets. First planet that is given here is Mercury. This is the smallest planet in the solar system, and this is the nearest one to the sun. This is so close to the sun that it cannot be seen without a powerful telescope. The glare of the sun makes it difficult to sight this planet. Why? Because this is the closest one. However, it can be observed near the horizon just before the sunrise and just after the sunset. Thus, it is very hot during the daytime and extremely cold during the night time. It is smaller than Earth, and its surface is rocky and covered with craters. Now, what are craters? Who can tell me?
Craters are the hole caused by meteorites or asteroid hitting.
Caused by the fallings of meteorites or asteroids, and the holes present on the surface of the planet, they are called the craters. Very good. Now, it is very hot during the daytime. This one I have told you, there is no atmosphere and no water on Mercury. Of course, it's very hot, so water cannot be present there. It takes 88 days to go around the sun once it has sun once, and it has no satellite. So Mercury doesn't have any satellite, and it takes how many days? 88 days to complete one revolution around the sun. Now the Venus. So you can see, just have a look how Mercury looks. What is the color of Mercury then? You can see? Gray. Pale gray. Okay. So this is the color. Next, you can see the Venus one. It is quite golden in color. The second planet is Venus. In order to distance from the sun, the planet is almost the same size of the Earth. So Venus and Earth, they are almost of same size. Whereas Mercury, you have seen, that is very, very small by its size. This planet is almost of the same size as the Earth. It is a very hot planet, even hotter than Mercury, though it is farther away from the sun. This is because of the high percentage of carbon dioxide present in its atmosphere. We all know that presence of carbon dioxide is also increasing the Earth's temperature, right? Can you tell me the name of this phenomena or the name of this
Greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect.
Greenhouse effect. The more carbon dioxide will be present in the atmosphere, the more temperature will be. And this is the reason why, though Venus is far away from sun than Mercury, but still it is hotter than Mercury. Okay, which causes heating due to the greenhouse effect. The same thing. Venus is also called the morning star or the evening star, because we can see in the morning and evening the bright see the Venus bright in a bright form in the sky. Venus has no satellite. It rotates from the east to west, which is opposite to the Earth's direction of rotation. So Earth rotates from west to east and Venus rotates from east to west. So next is our planet Earth. This is the only planet where life is known to exist. According to scientists, Earth is at a perfect distance from the sun. Hence, it has the right temperature, the right combination of gases, materials, and temperature to support life. So what makes it proper? What makes all the situations and environment proper for the survival of life in Earth? That is the distance from the sun. A little closer to the sun, and it would have been too hot for many lifetimes or for life forms to be created if it was a little bit closer to the sun. Farther away from the sun, and it would be very, very cold. If it was a little bit closer to the sun, it would be very, very hot, and it would be a little bit far away from the sun, it would be very cold. So the distance is perfect, and the distance between the sun and the Earth, it controls, or it is responsible for the presence of life on Earth. Thus, the distance of the Earth from sun is very, very important factor, which creates the favorable conditions for the existence in life on Earth. A major portion of the Earth's surface is covered with water, and this is why the color of the Earth is, it seems, blue. And the trees, due to the presence of the trees, it also seems green, blue and green in color it is. Due to this, Earth is also called the blue planet. The Earth rotates about an imaginary axis that passes through its north and south poles. This axis is inclined to the plane like this. So it is not a straight. The axis is not straight. It is a little bit inclined like this. Okay. This is called inclined. So there is an imaginary axis through the North Pole and South Pole.
Ma'am, only Venus axis is only straight.
Straight, yes.
And
or else
Uranus.
others are a little bit tilted on their axis. When they rotate on their orbit,
Tilted. Uranus is most tilted.
Uranus. Okay, let's see, we will see that the Earth rotates about an imaginary axis that passes through north and south poles. This axis is inclined to the plane of its orbit by an angle of 23.5 degree. So what is the angle of inclination? This is 23.5 degree. The Earth takes 365.256. That means 365 days and 24 hours, right? To complete one revolution. And 24 hours to complete one revolution. The rotation of the Earth on its axis causes the day and night, as I have told you. Now you tell me how this revolution of Earth and leap year is connected to each other.
Ma'am, because Earth doesn't fully takes 24 hours to rotate. It's the approx amount of the real one. I think the real number was 23 hours.
Not 24.
Yes, 20.5.
Like this, the extra 4 minutes are stored. I cannot explain, sorry.
Okay, I know that you know the answer, but it will be like 365 days, 365 days and 6 hours. 365 days and 6 hours.
Ma'am,
This
every
is how
4 years
if we add.
after it can be add.
Yes. So see, it takes 365 days and 6 hours actually. If we add these 6 hours together, then after 4 years, it will make
24 hours.
right? So after
Then
4 years, 1 day will be extra. It will be added with 365, right?
Then it will be 366 days in a year after 4 years.
And this is why after every 4 year, we have the leap year, and we have 1 extra day. And with which month we add this extra day?
29
February. And this is how the leap year comes. And how we will get to know that this one is leap year? Suppose 2020.
We divide with 4.
Calculating the year by 4.
Yes, very good. So we will divide the year by 4. 2020 was leap year because it is divisible by 4, right? But 2021 is not leap year because it is not divisible.
2024.
2024. Next 2024 will be the next leap year.
Leap year.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now it comes the okay. So the Earth has one moon. We all know that the Earth has a natural satellite that is called the moon. So anything that rotates around the planet, that is called a satellite. It can be either natural or artificial. Artificial satellites are also there. Can any one of you tell me any one name of an artificial satellite?
Aryabhatta.
Aryabhatta.
Yes, that is correct one. So, and the natural satellite of Earth is the moon. Now, let's see this one, the red planet. It looks red completely, and the name is Mars. We all know that. This is the 4th planet in terms of distance from the sun. A large amount of iron oxide is present at the surface of the Mars. This is why this distinctive reddish color comes out. And it is therefore also called red planet due to the presence of iron oxide. The radius of Mars is a little more than half of Earth. Its mass is, so is this smaller or bigger than Earth?
It is bigger than Earth.
Is it? The radius of Mars is a little more than half of Earth.
That means smaller, ma'am.
It's smaller
Yes,
than
that
Earth.
means it's smaller, a little bit smaller than Earth. Its mass is about 10 times lesser than the mass of Earth. So the mass is also very less.
Yes.
Mars has a very thin atmosphere which contains traces of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen also. This is why scientists now are now going to find water in Mars, on Mars, right? Because
Yes, scientists find mushrooms in Mars.
yes, and they have found some like you can see some impressions that are just like the water. The if the water is dried out, then the impressions that fall on the surface, they have found something like that. But still, they are searching for water. But as you can see, all the gases that are generally found in on Earth, like nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide, the main four gases, they are present on Mars. And it is a cold planet and has two moons like Deimos and Phobos. These are the two moons of Mars. Some space probes are being sent to this planet to find out whether there is a sign of life on it. If there will be water, there will be definitely a sign of life also. So far, no life has been detected on it. Next one is Jupiter. This is the largest planet. And what is the color of Jupiter? You can see here a little bit golden brown. Jupiter is about 1,300 times the size of the Earth. But because of its lower density, it is just 388 times the mass of the Earth. So the mass is also much more, but it is just 388 times. But the Jupiter is about 1,300 times of the size of the Earth. So it is very big and it is the largest one actually. There are 67 known satellites of Jupiter. It is a cold planet and it has a large red spot on its surface. So can you tell me why these spots can be seen?
Because
These
it is a
large-
sun that is going on from 300 years.
Yes, ma'am. And the red spot is decreasing year by year.
Yes, nearby land. But why? Why we see these red spots?
Ma'am,
It's a huge
it is
storm.
actually a giant storm that is dragging for 300 years.
Ma'am, that
Yes,
is
huge or
actually a
giant
giant
storms.
storm.
Yes, and dust and dirt particles, they float there in and due to the storms, giant storms or huge storms, these for years these red colors we can see, red bands we should say, we can see. Jupiter also has rings that are much fainter, smaller, and darker. Yes, Akil?
Ma'am, in year 1662, the red spot is that much bigger that the Earth can be putted into it, but it is much smaller than the radius of the Earth now.
Yes, right now it became smaller, but previously it was not that much smaller like now. And yes, it also has rings like Saturn, but they are much smaller and darker. It rotates very rapidly on its axis, and it has several moons, 4 of which can be seen with the help of telescope. Now let's see the Saturn. We all know that the planet with the rings, that is the Saturn. Okay, and this is why it is also called ringed planet. And tell me now then why these rings are formed?
Due to the gravitational attraction, the planet pulls all the gas particles in its orbit, and that small rocks causes a ring.
Yes, all the small rocks and all the particles that are present around the Saturn due to the gravitational pull or attraction, they start floating on it, and as it rotates, they also start rotate on around it, and together they form the ring. This is the second largest planet after right after Jupiter. The radius of Saturn is close to that of Jupiter, and its mass is about 1/3 of the mass of Jupiter. Saturn is also called ringed planet because it is surrounded by distinctive rings of dust and rocks. These rings are not visible with the naked eye, but can be seen with the help of a telescope. The density of Saturn is so low that it can float on water. Saturn has several large and small satellites. The largest satellite of Saturn is Titan, and which is bigger than Mercury. So the size of the satellite of Saturn, that is a Titan, its size is bigger than Mercury. We all know Mercury is very small by its size, though it is the closest one to the sun, but the size is very small. Next one is Uranus. This is also blue in color, and Uranus also have ring. So we separate these planets from each other, that the first 4 planets, they don't have the rings, and the next 3 planets have the rings. I will just show you one short video on that at the end. This is the first planet to be discovered with the help of a telescope by William Herschel in 1781. It also has rings around it. It is a very cold planet, much bigger than the Earth. There are 27 satellites of Uranus. The atmosphere of Uranus is made up of hydrogen, helium, and methane. Uranus, like Venus, rotates from east to west. That means to the opposite direction of Earth. It has highly tilted rotational axis, because of which it appears to roll along on its orbit. So this is what we can see here. You also can see here. See, I'm zooming in this part. So this is the ring of Uranus. You can see Uranus also have a ring, but it is thinner than the Saturn, and it is very, very tilted. Now Neptune. Yes, Jupiter also have ring, but the ring of Jupiter is much smaller and fainter. This is why we can't see it properly. Neptune was discovered in 1846 by German astronomer Gottfried Galle, and Neptune is bluish in color and has 13 satellites. Being very far away from the sun, it is very cold planet, and it can be seen through telescope only. There is something also written in this tidbit portion about Neptune. It is a large planet that experiences extreme atmospheric weather conditions. After the demotion of Pluto, it now holds the distinction of being farther away from the sun than any other planet in the solar system. So this is the distance between the Neptune and the sun is the highest, because Pluto is not there. This is the last planet of solar system. So just let's see how they rotate around the sun. A very basic and common video, but let's see it and let's know something about them. Okay, tomorrow your class test is there. You all know, and all the topics that we have discussed in this week, the questions will come from that.
Ma'am,
All
up
of
to
you.
Saturn.
Yes.
Ma'am, up to Neptune. Ma'am, up to Neptune.
Up to Neptune, yes. I'm sharing the screen now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So see, these are the 8 planets. Okay, in Milky Way, in this position, there is our solar system. Only 15% of stars in the galaxy host this one. The only star of this solar system is the sun. The planets are divided into 2 categories, as I was telling you, terrestrial and Jovian. Terrestrial planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they are called terrestrial planets. They don't have the rings. They have rocky materials. Their surface is made up of rocky materials, and very few moons they have. The smallest planet is Mercury. You see, this is how it looks. Venus is the hottest planet, and 867 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit, the temperature is due to the presence of carbon dioxide. This is the hottest planet. Now, this is our planet Earth. This is how it looks. We can see the life, living organisms here. Next one is Mars. So these four are called the terrestrial planets. Next four are the Jovian planets. They have the rings, gas giants. What are called the gas giants? See, Jupiter and Saturn, they are the gas giants. And Neptune, Uranus and Neptune, they are called the ice giants. The ice giants are Uranus and Neptune. These four Jovian planets have multiple moons, and you can see this one is Jupiter, how it looks. Largest Jovian planet or largest planet of the solar system. And nearby is Saturn. Saturn is also very large. It is second largest planet. The rings of Saturn you can see here.
Ma'am, you have shown that it can be fit in our distance between Earth.
Between Earth and the Moon. Between Earth and the Moon. These are Uranus and Neptune. Uranus is slightly, here you can see the angle, the inclination angle is so much that it seems, yes, it seems tilted, completely tilted. The angle of rotation or angle of inclination is so much that it seems that the Uranus is completely tilted. Next to Uranus is Neptune. This is the outermost planet, and this is the coldest planet. So what is the temperature of Neptune? Minus 350 degrees centigrade, minus 350 degree Fahrenheit. And what is the distance? The distance is 4.5 billion kilometers or 2.8 billion miles. And this is how all the planets move around the sun. You can see from the Mercury, they move faster, and the farthermost planets like Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, they move very slower. Okay, there are some asteroids and satellites they will talk about. So we will not see that today. We don't have enough time also today.
Ma'am,
the asteroids and the meteorites, they are also present in between them. The distance and all the other celestial bodies, about them we will talk in the next class. I will just tell you, and I will show you some other videos also, and we will read about it from the book first. Then we will see that how they look and what is the actual distance between each of the planets and from sun to each of the planets. We will discuss it in the next class. Okay, before that you mark up to Neptune. Okay, and for your
light
coming
also
class
questions
test
will come.
yeah?
In class test from light also questions will come.
No, from light no question will come. Okay, only from this chapter, the stars, and up to Neptune. Sorry, the solar system, from the solar system, the constellations, whatever we have discussed in this week only, the questions will come from that. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
So that's it for today. Read this. Okay, no one should leave the class. Wait, I will take your attendance first.